Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today we're doing all of my unread books on my digital TBR. So I'm trying to film this a little different. So I've got my daughter's phone up here recording me because I'm going to use my phone to screen record my digital TBR. And I'm trying to make it different than last year because I wanted to be able to talk through them instead of just showing you guys them. I thought it would be more fun if I read them and everything. So the reason why I decided to do this video again is because I was starting to really find my taste in reading again, and I decided to take off, like undownload, I didn't delete them, but I undownloaded a bunch of books off of my digital TBR, and I just kept the ones that I was really interested in right now. Now I can always bring those other ones back, but these are like the main ones that I am like for sure wanting to still read. And I've also added a lot more books to this Kindle TBR, whatever you want to call it, since the last time I made this one. So I wanted to give you guys a better updated version of my digital TBR books that I really want to read and let you guys pick from ones that I am more interested in reading. There are a bunch, so it's going to be quite a bit of books. There's probably, I think, like 500 or 600 that I have downloaded. So I'm only going to say the first book in a series, even if I have multiple ones. If you pick the one that's first in that series and I've already read it, then I'll just move on to the second one if I already have it. So I hope that's understandable and you understand. Some of these are going to say that they are read, but I may want to be rereading them for personal reasons. I just want to do a reread or whatever, but they are on here because I want to read them. So I have it set up in list-wise so I can read the title and the author for you, and I am going to screen record and I'm going to split the screen so that you can see. And the goal that I really want for this video is for any of the books that stick out to you that you really want me to read, leave a comment down below. You can leave a comment with just one book or you can leave a comment with multiple books on it. It doesn't matter to me. On my game I have a lot of spaces for viewer pick, so this is where this would come in. I will just do like a random comment generator, or I will print all the comments out and put them in a jar and pick that way, but either way I'm going to be picking from these comments for my viewer pick. So please, 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 please comment down below which books you really want me to get to sooner rather than later, and I will most likely do another video like this next year, probably around the same time. But for the next year, I just want to hear what you guys really want me to read sooner rather than later. So we're gonna get right into it. A quick disclaimer, sorry we also moved locations, my butt was getting tired and I decided to move to my bed, and I'm sorry for the shaking, but my disclaimer is anything that does not get mentioned, even if it's on the list, it's because I am either reading it or it will be read very soon before the end of the year. So I apologize for not mentioning this before, and I apologize for all the shaking, but hopefully you're just going to be paying attention to the book list as they're going down. So we are going to get right into it. Starting off, I have These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, The Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan, Murder at Spindle Manor by Morgan Stang, Cold West by Clayton Snyder, Daughter of the Beast by E.C. Greaves, Hills of Heather and Bone by K.E. Andrews, The Last Fang of God by Ryan Kirk, Master of the Void by Wen Raven, Arrival Most Vile by R.K. Ashwick, The Fall Is All There Is by C.M. Kaplan, The Last Ranger by J.D.L. Rizal, The Sword of Mercy and Wrath by N.C. Kousis, I'm sorry if I pronounce anything wrong, Powerless by Lauren Roberts, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, The Altar of My Fate by Michael R. Schultes, Seeds of War by João F. Silva, The Blood of the Lion by C.D. McKenna, House of Dragons by K.A. Lind, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, The Combat Codes by Alexander Darwin, Belladonna by Adeline Grace, For the Love of Aliens by C.M. Stunich, the Lost and Found series starting with Whispers of You by Catherine Cowles, the Flesh and Fire series starting with A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout, Twice in a Lifetime by Melissa Barron, the Stars and Shadows series starting with A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee, The Circus of Hungry Clowns by Cesar Ruel. Untouchable by Sam Mariano. An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good by Helen Thurston. Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. The Morally Grey series by J.T. Geisinger. Liars Like Us, which I have already read, so I will be moving on to the second one. The Malevolent Seven by Sebastian de Castell. Autumn Crow by Cameron Chaney. The Winnowing Flame trilogy starting with Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. And Then I Woke Up by Malcolm Devlin. The Angel Maker by Alex North. King and Coven series starting with To Hunt a Demon King by Madeline Elliott. Night's Edge by Liz Karen. All Hollows by Christopher Golden. Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. Ghost Tamer by Meredith R. Lyons. The Bloodleaf trilogy starting with Bloodleaf by Crystal Smith. Ghost Eaters by Clay Chapman. Mary by Nat Cassidy. The Witch in the Well by Camilla Bruce. The Dark Between the Trees by Fiona Barnett. The Hollow Kind by Andy Davidson. Mayfly by C.J. Lead. House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Of Shadow and Moonlight by Luna Laurier. The Watchers by A.M. Shine. The X-Hex by Aaron Sterling. Take You Down by McKay Marie. The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. Good Game by Madison Fox. The Heavenly Bodies series starting with Heavenly Bodies by Imani Ariel. All Hallows Eve by Michael Penning. The Souls trilogy starting with Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. I have already read the first one for that, but I will be moving on to the second one. The Affiliate by K.A. Lind. The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. Legacy Witches by Cass Kay. Ledge by Stacey McEwen. Head Like a Hole by Andrew Van Way. The Faithful and the Fallen series starting with Malice by John Gwynn. Echo in Time by Lindsay Sparks or Lindsay Farley. Start a War by Elle Thorpe. Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier. The Drift by C.J. Tudor. Distrust by G.N. Wright. Satan's Spawn by Jenna Sticks. The Nightmare Room by Chris Sorensen. A Dream of Stars and Darkness by Madeline Elliott. The Aurelian Cycle starting with Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. The Player Next Door by K.A. Tucker. Gone to See the Riverman by Christopher Triana. Cider Mill Coven by Vanessa Abigail Lambert. If Found, Return to Hell by M.X. Liu. The Exorcist House by Nick Roberts. Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. A History of Fear by Luke Dumas. Beneath Devil's Bridge by Loreth Ann White. The Bound and the Broken series, the one I'm currently on, is the second one, but I'm going to put Of Blood and Fire here, even though this is one of the novellas, by Ryan Cahill. Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Lady of Darkness series, starting with Lady of Darkness by Melissa Roerick. Crowns of Nyaxia series, starting with The Serpents and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. The Madison Kate series, starting with Hate by Tate James. Lesson Learned by Alayla Simon. The Star Chaser saga, starting with Darkwind by Renee Dugan. The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward. The Mist King series, starting with Of Mist and Shadow by Jenna Wolfhart. The Unmarked Witch by Miranda Lynn. An Air Comes to Rise series, starting with An Air Comes to Rise by Chloe C. Peñaranda. The Jasad Air by Sarah Hashem. Mouthful of Ashes by Brianna Morgan. The Society for Soulless Girls by Laura Stephen. 5 Rounds by Nikki Castle. Treacherous by Chloe Walsh, Bound and Barbed by Samantha R. Good, Deviant Hearts by J. Jagger Cole, Back to You by Tara Nolan, Parallel by Elle O'Rourke, The Devil's Heart by Candace Osmond, the Knock 'Em Out series starting with Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, The Highlander's Bride by Michelle Sinclair, the Never After series starting with Hooked by Emily McIntyre, the Surviving Time series starting with The Surviving Trace by Kalia Reed, Sweet Dandelion by Macaulay Smelter, Mafia Mistress by Mila Finelli, The Lost Daughter of a Serial Killer series, Stolen Crush by C.M. Stunich, The Family Game by Catherine Stedman, Forsaken Mate by Vasilissa Drake, The Witch Handbook to Magic and Mayhem by Tish Thaler, Satan's Affair by H.D. Carlton, the Isling Sea series, Of These Black Sands by Vanessa Ransenin, Curse of Shadows and Thorns by L.J. Andrews, Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, A Quiet Retreat by Kirsten Modglin, A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCrate, Stolen by the Wolves by Lix Robinson, Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee, A Dead and Stormy Night by Stephanie Holmes, Feathers from the Sky by Jess Wisecup, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, The Brutal Duet starting with Hidden and Brutal Devotion by B.J. Alpha, The Haunted Forest Tour by James Moore and Jeff Strand, The Pucking Wrong Number by C.R. Jane, Lonely Castle in the Mirror by Mizuki Sugimura, The Whitsex series starting with Find Me by Ashley N. Rostek, Indigo Ridge by Daphne Perry, Gods and Monsters series starting with The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, Love Unexpected by Q.B. Tyler, The None Shall Sleep sequence starting with None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney, The Ritual by Chantel Tessier, Below by Laurel Hightower, The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick, Order of Scorpions by Ivy Asher, Cruel Princes by Gillian Frost, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, The Shuddering by Anaya Alburn, Reckless Memories by Catherine Cowles, Kingdom of Villains by Ella Fields, Dear Medusa by Olivia A. Cole, Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates, Some Things Matter More by Delaney Rose, Last Days by Adam Neville, The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu, Praise by Sarah Kate, Unbreak Me by Reese Rivers, Master of Sorrows by Travis T. Call, Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, Sleep by C.L. Taylor, Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang, Our Little Secret by Kirsten Modglin, The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas, To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker, Blood and Steel by Helen Schroer, Run on Red by Noelle West Healy, The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, The Perfect Ruins by Shanora Williams, The Greatcoat series starting with Trader's Blade by Sebastian de Castell, The Beast Hunters of Ashburn series starting with The Beast Hunters by Krister Lende, The Bridge Kingdoms by Danielle L. Jemison, King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair, Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson, The Patient by Jasper DeWitt, Honey Trap by Tate James, Deeper Than the Dead by Tammy Hogue, the Mad World series starting with Mad World by Hannah McBride, No Saint by Rhea Wild, Even If It Hurts by Sam Mariano, the Time After Time series starting with Catch Me by Reese Rivers, One is a Promise by Pam Godwin, Between Life and Death by Jacqueline Cott, Deadland by Sawyer Hall, Kill River by Cameron Robicheaux. 6 Stories by Matt Weslowski, starting with 6 stories. I am currently moving on to the second one. Sabotage by Chantal Tessier. Little Fire by Holly Manns. Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. Heartless Heathens by Santana Knox. That Sick Love by Jessie Hall. Give Me a Reason by A.L. Jackson. Passion and Venom by Shonora Williams. Little Lies by H. Hunting or Helena Hunting. The Boston Underworld series starting with Crow by A. Zavarelli. Heart Song Duet starting with An Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak by Jennifer Hartman. The Boys of Toman starting with Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Cackle by Rachel Harrison. The Sinner by Chantal Tessier and The Sacrifice by Chantal Tessier. The Temperance series starting with Shardless by Stephanie Fisher. Tales of Weeping Hollow by Nicole Fiorne starting with Hollow Heathens. The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. Scars of Salt and Silver by Indiana Rose. The Blood and Ashes series starting with From Blood and Ash from Jennifer Ella Armentrout. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarifi by Shannon Chakraborty. Marked by the Moon by Helen Scott. Kingdom of Blood and Salt by Alexis Calder. No Heart for a Thief by James Lloyd Dolan. Flames of Kalos by Amelia Hutchins. The House of Devil series starting with City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. Twisted series by Anna Huang starting with Twisted Love. The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. Triple Threat by Kay Webster. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Kiss of Death by Alice Wilde. Crown of Blood and Glass by Lucinda Dark and Rebecca Gray and Lucy Smoke. Shadows of Viridia by Nikki Robb. The Bound and the Broken series, like I said before, this is by Ryan Cahill, and I am currently on the second one, but I will be rereading Of Blood and Fire. Binti by Nydia Okorafor. Queen of Roses by Briar Boleyn. A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager. Traitor Witch by Marie Mystery. The Traitors We Are by Michael Roberti. The Crown of Oaths and Curses by Jay Bree. A Flesh and Bone series starting with What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. The Bargainer series starting with Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa. Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. Of Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. Jagged Emerald City by R.K. Brainerd. Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. A Word So Fitly Spoken by T.A. Lawrence. Court of Ravens and Ruin by Eliza Rain. The Witch Collector by Charissa Weeks. The Umbra King by Jamie Applegate Hunter. A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stasia Stark. The Drowned Empire series starting with Daughter of the Drowned Empire by Frankie Diane Mollis. Blood a Desiderium by Ali Stube. A King So Cold by Ella Fields. The Fae Isles starting with Court of Blood and Bindings by Lisette Marshall. The Bornbane series starting with Rise of the Dawnbringer by I.A. Takerian. Darkest Night by Alessa Thorne. Azara by Eileen Mueller. The Keeper 6 by Kate Elliott. The Ruins by Scott Smith. Discount Armageddon by Shannon Maguire. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. The Sword Defiant by Gareth Hanrahan. A Single Spark by Mandy Burkhead. Lost Boys by Eva Ashwood. Finley Donovan is Killing It by Ella Cosimano. Into the Sublime by Kate A. Borman. The Anomaly by Michael Rutger. King of Wrath by Anna Huang. The Guardian of the Ward by Reginald Lewis. The Crew by Sadir S. Samir. Shadow of the Winter Moon by Cam Sinclair. The New Neighbor by Carter Wilson. Make Me by Summer O'Toole. Blood of an Exile by Brian Nasland. Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. The Price of Power by Michael Michelle. Knotted by Pam Godwin. My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. Gypsy Blood by Christy Cunning. A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. Ruthless Magic by Megan Crew. The Hunter by Hannah E. Carey. Beautifully Broken Pieces by Catherine Cowles. On the Rocks by Candy Steiner. The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. Gearbreakers by Zoe Hannah Makuta. The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. Jade City by Fonda Lee. Sweet Bean Paste by Durian Sakugawa. Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows by Bali Kaur Jaswal. Homebody by Rupi Kaur. Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan. Spirit Hunters by Helen O. The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. Malice House by Megan Shepard. The Queens of Renthia series, starting with The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. The First Girl Child by Amy Harmon. The Daughters of Izdihar by Hadir El-Sabai. A Rip Through Time by Kelly Armstrong. The War of Lost Heart series, starting with Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. Fortress of the Lost Amulet by Michael Webb. Spiderlight by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Blade of Secrets by Trisha Levenseller. The Gravekeeper series, starting with The Whispering Dead by Darcy Coates. Pines by Blake Crouch. The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. Unsold by Will White. The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendricks. Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Green. Swordheart by T. Kingfisher. The Cursed Among Us by John Durgan. The Helm of Midnight by Marina Lossetter. Silver in the Wood by Emily Tesh. Empire of Dragons by Rachel L. Shade. The Emperor's Blade by Brian Stavely. Tread of Angels by Rebecca Roanhorse. City of Lies by Sam Hawke. Curse of the Fallen by H.C. Newell. Verity by Colleen Hoover. Bright Star by Aaron Swan. The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. 5 More Minutes by Shannon O'Connor. Of Cinder and Bone by Kyoko M. Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. An Incarnation of Shadow and Light by S.A. Christensen. House of Shadows by Darcy Coates. Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. Nana by Brandon Massey. The Night Will Find Us by Matthew Lyons. An Unkindness of Magicians by Kat Howard. Life of the Party by Olivia Gatwood. Under Lock by Mariana Zapata. Magic, Lies, and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop. 6 Rooms by Gemma Amor. Daughter of Flood and Fury by Levi Jacobs. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. The Kingdom of Souls series, starting with Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This is a lot. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Hope in Red by John Scovron. The Bleeding Stone by Joseph John Lee. The Unlikely Escape of Uriah Heep by H.G. Perry. The Bladed Faith by David Dalgesh. In the Orbit of Sirens by T.A. Bruno. The Dead Djinn Universe, starting with one of the novellas, The Haunting of Tramcar 15 by Peter Jelly Clark. Fractured Fables, starting with A Spindle Splintered by Alex E. Haro. Frozen Charlotte by Alex Bell. The Hellborn King by Christopher G. Brenning. Chasing Graves by Ben Galley. When the Night Bells Ring by Joe Kaplan. Hex Appeal by Kate Johnson. Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. The Phoenix Prophecy, Nova by Kara Clare. The second book in the Legendborn cycle, Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion. I have not read the first one yet, so Legendborn would go here, but I have it physically. The Shadows and Crowns series, starting with The Song of the Marked by S.M. Gaither. Winterworld by A.G. Riddle. No One's Home by D.M. Pulley. Servant Mage by Kate Elliott. The Forgetting Moon by Brian Lee Durfee. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. Empire of Exiles by Aaron M. Evans. The Gutter Prayer by Gareth Hanrahan. The Appeal by Janice Hallett. Seven Blades in Black by Sam Sykes. Voices in the Snow by Darcy Coates. Kingdoms at War, an epic fantasy adventure, Dragon Gate, Book 1, Lindsay Buroker. The Stars Undying by Emery Robin. Coffee, Milk, and Spider Silk by J.M. Edwards. Coyote J.M. Edwards, so sorry. Army of the Cursed by Kareem Solomon. Scales and Sensibility by Stephanie Burgess. Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rowe. The Emaneska series, starting with The Written by Ben Galley. Craven Manor by Darcy Coates. The Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi. You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca. Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. The Salt Chaser series, starting with Daughter of the Salt King by A.S. Thornton. Blackstone Heart by Michael R. Fletcher. Immortal Sands by Mackenzie Mon. Shadows of Ivory by T.L. Greylock and Bryce O'Connor. Cold from the North by D.W. Ross. The Maleficent Seven by Cameron Johnston. The Unwritten Runes duology, starting with The Goddess of Nothing at All by Kat Rector. Burn Red Skies by Kirsten Espinoza Rosero. Iron Truth by S.A. Tholen. Witch Sign by Den Patrick. The Umbral Storm by Alec Hudson. Goodnight Beautiful by Amy Malloy. This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marsaru and it says Dark Lit Press, but I don't know if that's the author. Anyway, Just Like Mother by Anne Hetzel. Seed by Anaya Alborn. Death by Halloween by David Workington. Wildlands by J.B. Cantwell. The Binding Day Truce by J.P. Burnison and Allegra Pescatore. Sallow Bend by Alan Baxter. Lake's Edge by Lindell Clipstone. Pen Pal by Dathan Auerbach. The Cotton Candy Massacre by Christopher Robertson. Halloween Fiend by C.V. Hunt. The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. The Assassin of Grins and Secrets by K.E. Andrews. Brother by Anaya Alborn. The Clown Hunt, an extreme horror thriller by Judith Sonnet. The Collective by Allison Galen. Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. Ascendant by Michael R. Miller. Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. Witch by Anne Robb Wright. Blood of Heirs by Alicia Wainstall Burke. A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah. Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. Bonds of the Soul series, starting with Six of a Soul by Viana Morgan. Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. Over the Woodward Wall by Deborah A. Baker. The Threadlight series, starting with Voice of War by Zach Argyle. From Below by Darcy Coates. Horror Hotel by Victoria Fulton and Faith McLaren. The Iron Crown by Michael L.L. McCrae. The Fall of Erelon by Robert H. Fleming. The Passengers by John Mars. Strange Practice by Vivian Shaw. The Outlaws Scarlet Brown by Jonathan Stroud. Dark Fae by Carolyn and Peckham and Susan Valenti. Obsidian Awakening by Sienna Frost. Surviving Amber Springs by Siobhan Davis. Eva Evergreen Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. The Murder of Mr. Wickham by Claudia Gray. The Mortal Technique series, starting with Never Die by Rob J. Hayes. The 13th Hour, Book 1 of The Cruel Gods by Trudy Skies. The Book of Shadow by Bruce Blake. Kalanon's Rising by Darian Smith. The Lost War by Justin Lee Anderson. You Can't Prevent Prophecy by D.G. Red. Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons by Quimby Olson. Burning Bright by Melissa McShane. Raven Reawakening by Mitchell Hogan. The Grim Hunt by Ryan G. Beatty. The Empire's Lion, the Imperial Adept, Book 1 by Nathan Tudor. The Binding Tempest by Stephen Rudy. Draconis by David Oliver. Whispers of Ruin by J.D. L. Rizal. Beckoning of the Gate by Benjamin J. Ryan. The 13th Zodiac by Lacey Crouch. The Blood of Crows by Alex Pierce. The Blood of the Spear by Mark Timoney. Tethered Spirits by T.A. Hernandez. Winter's Fury by A.E. Rain. The Warriors of Brea the Lost King by T.M. Cole. Memories of Blood and Shadow by Aaron S. Jones. Baker Thief by Claudie Arsenault. The Crux of Eternity by Lane Trompeter. Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. Troop of Shadows by Jennings Zabrinsky. The Last Lumenian by S.G. Blaze. The Seventh Cadence by Jim Wilborn. The Mortal Blade by Christopher Mitchell. The Lost Sentinel by Emma L. Adams. Soul Keeper by David Delgesh. Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. Kingdom of Essence by Holly Carlson. The Rave by J.R. Trass. Faded by Liza James. Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown. Winds of Strife by U.G. Gutman. A King's Radiance by L.R. Scholes. Dragon's Reach by J.A. Andrews. The Citrine Cree, which is the first book in a book I said before by L.L. McCrae. The Licanius trilogy, starting with Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. The Paradox Hotel by Rob Hart. The Keeper of Night by Kylie Lee Baker. The Five, The Untold Lives of the Women Killed by Jack the Ripper by Hallie Rubenhold. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. The Kingdom of Grit series, starting with The Thousand Deaths of Ardor Ben by Tyler Whitesides. A Crown for Cold Silver by Alex Marshall. Culty by Mariana Zapata. Do You Dream of Terror 2 by Temi O. Blood Scion by Deborah Falahi. Witch Hunter by Q Blackbird. Penance by Kanae Minato. Scarlet Force series, starting with Fuckboy Psychos by Sam Stunich. A Time of Dread by John Gwynn. Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier. Seven Devils by Elizabeth May and L.R. Lamb. The City of Dusk by Tyra Sim. The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. The Stitchers by Lauren Lawrence. The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. Shipped by Angie Hockman. Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward. The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek. 6 Weeks by Mur Lafferty. Lagoon by Nettie Okorafor. The Distance from Me to You by Marina Gessner. The Swordman's Lament by G.M. White. Outlander series, starting with Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Haro. Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. Shadowless by Randall McNally. He Started It by Samantha Downing. Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. A Chorus of Dragons series, starting with The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. The Crave series, starting with Crave by Tracy Wolf. Pet by Akweki Emezi. The Age of Darkness series, starting with Battle Mage by Stephen Arion. Burning Roses by S.L. Huang. The Cat in the City by Nick Bradley. Zodiac Academy by Carolyn Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. The Kingless Crown by Sarah M. Craddock. Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. The Amber Crown by J.C. Bedford. Ray Bearer by Jordan Ifueko. Paternus Rise of the Gods by Dirk Ashton. The Dragon Lord's Fool's Gold by John Hollins. Dusk or Dark or Dawn or Day by Shauna McGuire. Blood Song by Anthony Ryan. North of the Stars by Monica James. Hands Down by Mariana Zapata. Unhinged by Unley James. The Kingdom of Liars by Nick Martell. Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynn. Nation of the Sun by H.R. Moore, Ashes by Iona Wayland, The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Petrzik, The Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, The Hunting Wives by May Cobb, Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, Wolf Song by T.J. Klune, Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark, The Gods of Men by Barbara Kloss, The Wicked Villain series starting with Desperate Measures by Katie Robert, The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding, This Coven Won't Break, which is part of These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling, Among Thieves by M.J. Kuhn, And the Trees Crept In by Don Kurtagich, The Dead House by Don Kurtagich, Hex by Thomas Oldhovell, A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor by Catherine Moon, A Curse in Ash by Julie Xantopoulos, Jade Fired Gold by June C.L. Tan, To Break a Covenant by Allison Ames, Hunted by Darcy Coates, Camp Slaughter by Sergio Gomez, The Queen's Poisoner by Jeff Wheeler, City of Thorns by C.N. Crawford, The Sinner by Emma Scott, Seven Sinners series starting with Born Sinner by S.L. Jennings, The Black Coast by Mike Brooks, White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson, The Family Plot by Megan Collins, Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Myers Sane, Ember of Night by Molly E. Lee, The Defense by Steve Kavanaugh, 12 Kings and Sherakai by Bradley P. Beaulieu, The Kindworth Killing by Peter Swanson, Hench by Natalie Zena Washotz, The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, The Beautiful Quartet, which the first one is The Beautiful by Renee Adier, The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher, Forgiving Lies series by Molly McAdams, starting with Forgiving Lies, Malamander by Thomas Taylor, Peace and Turmoil by Elliot Brooks, Royally Screwed by Emma Chase, Big Ben by Nana Malone, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, Angel's Blood by Nalini Singh, The Mystery of Mrs. Christie by Marie Benedict, The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Haro, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughters by Theodora Goss, My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris, The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher, Blindsided by Karen Slaughter, The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Nobel, The Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavsky, All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, The Girl from Whittle Hills by Megan Miranda, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, Every Last Fear by Alex Finlay, The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson, Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, His and Hers by Alice Feeney, Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Ringmaster by Brianna Hale, A Winter's Promise by Christelle DeBeau, The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, The Deep by Alma Katsu, Bunny by Mona Awad, The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon, The Oracle Year by Charles Sewell, The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix, The Girls' Weekend by Jodie Germain, We Ride the Storm by Devin Madsen, Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, The Dark of the West by Joanna Hathaway, Una Out of Order by Margarita Montemore, The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch, The Palace Job by Patrick Weeks, A Song of Race and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, Love in the Wild by Emma Castle, House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig, Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Novelle, The Savior's Champion by Jenna Moresi, King of Libertines by Pam Godwin, and finally the series of Fortuna Sworn, starting with Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton. We finished. Okay, so that was everything on my unread digital TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I'm sorry that it was a lot of books, but that really doesn't matter to me because I love having a plethora to choose from and I love reading, so I just enjoy buying books. That's my hobby. So anyway, I can't wait to see all the comments you guys leave down below for the books you really want me to get to soon, and I can't wait to see if I find some new favorites out of the ones you guys pick. But I hope you like this video. Like it down below if you did. Comment letting me know what books you want me to read, and subscribe if you want to. I'd greatly appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you who like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'm just so grateful for you all. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, and I guess I will talk to you guys later and see you in my next video. Bye!